Hi Ishra, this is Jim Gillis with Win My Vote, and it's great chatting with you on Facebook. I figured I'd give you a quick little demo of the site, how it works, and then how Brand New Congress, can leverage it, which is in a couple of different ways. So Win My Vote is free to voters, so I can sign up with just an email address or social media account, and without entering any personal information, just a zip code. I can get my own free account with my own online interactive sample ballot for upcoming elections. So as you can see here, this one is a California ballot, June 5th, 2018, the top two primary. So I can go through here and I can see all the different candidates running in all the different races, and I can hear directly from them. So for example, Lieutenant Governor, I can hear what Ed Hernandez has to say.
Golden State's story has expanded from the gold rush into a magnificent narrative.
And that's great. And if I like him, I can favorite him. Even if it's this early, if he's just my favorite right now, I can favorite him. And then when I go back to my ballot, you can see here that his nameplate's turned green. He has 100% of the vote, which means this is one vote on this ballot. And this is a demo ballot. But as we release the ballot and get more and more users, the candidate can actually track how they're doing. So they can send out, let's say, an email blast, and in there include sign up for Win My Vote if you like what you hear, favorite my profile, etc., etc. And then they can actually measure it, right, to see how many people signed up for Win My Vote, how many people watched the video, and then how many people favorited that candidate. And in a lot of situations, I've seen candidates on Facebook that were really impressive, that I really liked, but then I go about my day and I'll probably never go back to their Facebook, and I'll never remember their name, and I'll probably won't even remember what they're running for. In this situation, if I'm listening to a video, if I get an email, if I'm impressed and I'm here, I favorite that person, and then I can move on to the next race. And this is a site that I will return to simply because I can check on my voter registration status, I can check on my districts, I can check on my polling place. I just put my address in here, find your polling place. It'll give you a nice map, turn-by-turn directions, as well as polling hours. I can check on important information leading up to this election. I can add this ballot to any one of my online calendars so I can get reminders in my own calendar. I can print the ballot. I can share the candidate profiles on social media. I can even create my own group. So if I wanted to do a group that was dads for stop signs at schools, I could create that group. I could endorse candidates or support or impose propositions and measures, and then I could reach out to my friends and say, hey, we've done all the research on this proposition, you should support it or you should oppose it, and that person receiving that endorsement can quickly access the exact proposition and then indicate support or against, and then again move on to the next one. And if you're familiar with California, last 2016, I think we had about 40 propositions. I think we had 17 state propositions and then like 26 city or county measures, right? So we had a total of about 40, that we had to deal with, and no one can remember all of those just off the top of their head. So as a voter, again, I can go down to local races. I can see all the candidates that are running here for the 12th district against Nancy Pelosi, and I can listen to what they have to say.
We must especially beware of that small group of selfish men who would clip the wings of the American eagle in order.
Yeah, I'm not sure how effective that was. I'm not sure if he was trying to make the eagle talk or if it was just a coincidence that the eagle was moving his mouth. Anyway, he would have other additional videos down here. We're actually adding some features to the candidate profile moving forward, which will be done in a couple of months. So you could, see full bio, you could send messages, you could donate online if you wanted to. And then you could also reference, as he uploads them and builds them, the featured endorsements. And I'll probably use a different ballot. I'll go to the old one. And this will be a better, example here. So here, I can learn a little bit more about this candidate. Obviously, they have lots more information here, and I can scroll through some featured endorsements. I can click see all, and again, the new candidate profile, this is sort of was the beta, and this is what we used for the National Student Parent Mock Election. So the new one's a little bit better. But I can look here and I can say, okay, this is great, and maybe I'll click on this and hear what they have to say.
Hillary Clinton is intelligent, patient, disciplined, knowledgeable.
She's smart. She's a hard worker. That's a key characteristic that Hillary has that I'm not sure people see or know.
When she speaks, it's almost a
she has solid plans. She knows about people like us talking.
And then with that, I can favorite the candidate here if I want. I can go back here and I can favorite the candidate here, or I can favorite the candidate here. So when I do that, the nameplate turns green. The percentage will change, in the early stages when there's not very many people on the ballot. This one is, again, the one that we used from the National Student Parent Mock Election. So there's thousands on it, so you won't see a percentage change on this. But this is a valuable feature for the candidates to have, as well as groups supporting candidates, because it acts as a poll, sort of an ongoing, kind of like a Nielsen rating, right, of how the candidate is doing. So if the candidate were to reach out to a bunch of voters and do like a campaign, email blast or something, saying go to win my vote, sign up, it's totally free, if you like what you hear, favorite me, thanks a lot, they can then track that. They can say, okay, we sent out 100,000, 10,000 signed up, and 6,000 favorited you, and you can say great, and understand, how you're doing on a day-by-day basis moving forward. Because if I've favorited Hillary Clinton here, and then she comes out and does something, or if I hear something and I change my mind, I unfavorite her, and or I can favorite a different candidate, and now Jill Stein is my favorite. So Jill's campaign would know about that, as same with Hillary's campaign would learn about that as well. So the way that Brand New Congress would use Win My Vote is a couple of ways. One, they can send out information to all of the candidates, tell them to build a candidate profile, go up, publish it to Win My Vote, and then that way you have an ongoing database of exactly what candidate is running in what district and where, as well as their messaging on their profile. You can also endorse each one of those candidates, and I'll show you what that would look like. The same thing as what Hillary's looked like. It would be featured right here, and I guess I should go back to Hillary's. So here, it would say Brand New Congress, and I would then know that this candidate is a Brand New Congress candidate. The candidate could also list Brand New Congress as their party. And again, these are things that I can talk with you about or the party about, how you guys want to set that up. They can be listed here as a party member. They can be endorsed. They can even have a written or a video endorsement there as well. And then, another way that you guys would be able to use this, and this isn't a good example because this is the top two, although you could still do it in the top two, but it's probably more effective in the primary. So we'll go back and use that one. So in the primary, whether it be for, say, U.S. Senate, if you guys wanted to endorse a candidate there and that you didn't have already a candidate there, you could again look through the candidates that are already running at U.S. Senate, and reach out to them excuse me, and request information about their candidacy to see if you'd like to endorse them. I think this would be a great way for you guys to try to achieve that 400 candidate mark, where one, you're doing all the work on your side about getting candidates to run in races, but then also having access to candidates that you guys may not have got to, that are on here, that fit your criteria for endorsement, and then this would give you an easy way to reach out to them. Again, I can go through it with you on the group page, and we have some new features that are coming out that allow you to just click and request information from a candidate, as well as candidates looking at what we call trusted sources and requesting an endorsement from them. So it kind of goes both ways, right? The candidate can reach out to you guys and say, hey, I'd really like your endorsement. Here's my stances on things. Here's the people that I'm running against. I think I'm your best candidate, and then you guys can do that as well. So like I said, there's lots of features. This is kind of just a beta that we did for the National Student Parent Mock Election and some other stuff. Lots of new features coming out, and would love to work closely with you guys, because I know that you're working with the Justice Democrats, and there's a couple of other groups that are in that same kind of vein as far as wanting to get money out of politics, and we think that this is a great platform to do it. And again, the reason that I'm so high on it is because as a voter, I just want to see all the candidates in the race. I want to give them all 5 minutes, level playing field, and then just pick my favorite and then be done with it, and not have to to do all the mountains of research or try to go through all of the different recommendations in all of the different places that I would have to go to really make an informed vote. This way, all of the stuff comes to me. Anyway, sorry about the long video. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4 minutes. Thanks, bye.